Hello, everybody, and welcome to Logan Midnight Reacts. And I'm here with my first ever reaction on the channel. And the video that I'm going to be reacting to, the video I'm going to be reacting to is 3 true school horror stories animated by the YouTuber Horror Shorts Party. I didn't really give a good look into his channel, so I probably will later at some point. But if you want to go check him out, that'd be awesome, because what I'm about to watch is pretty neat. So go check him out, and consider subscribing to him, as well as consider subscribing to me if you want to see more awesome content like this. Anyway, let's dive right in. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I don't know, let me turn it down a little. Sorry, have the volume all the way up. The creepy baby incident. Okay.
I go to the elementary school close to my house. One day, my friend and I were at recess, so we were at the edge of the playground. On the other side of the fence was a parking lot that was usually empty. That's why it was easy to notice when a small, dirty silver car drove in and parked right on the other side of the fence. Nobody got out and nobody tried to talk to us, but it was still really weird. There was a man inside.
No.
But he was bald, skinny, wrinkly, and as far as we knew, a complete stranger.
That's...
Cutting our conversation
Bro,
short,
if I saw that, that would be like freaking creepy. I would walk the other way, man. I would walk the other way.
At the end of recess, the call
No,
was
thank you.
gone. Later that day, after the dismissal bell finally rang, my friend and I met up again and started walking home. My house was only about a 10-minute bike ride away, and hers was a little bit farther, by 3 or 4 minutes. We hadn't even thought about the dirty silver car for hours, but then it showed up again. It appeared behind us.
Oh God, no! No, I just start booking it, man.
The same exact speed as us.
Hell no.
It felt like forever. We finally got close to my house. I asked my friend if she wanted to stay at my house until her parents could pick us up, and she agreed in a heartbeat. Without another word, we made a mad dash for my garage. We made it, at least for now. As the garage door droned slowly downward, I saw that creepy man's car parked right in front of our driveway. The sun was a bit lower now, shining perfectly onto his face. His mouth was in the shape of a wide open smile. His eyes were crossed too. When the garage door closed on him, I ran around to the closest window in time to see him driving off. As scary as it was, my friend and I felt the tiniest bit bad. It seemed kind of like he maybe wasn't all there, like he had a mental problem. A few hours later, my friend was picked up by her parents. It would have been a really good idea to tell them about the man following us right then, but
yeah,
we figured we shouldn't worry our parents. The next morning, my friend came by my house to pick up her bike and ride the rest of the way to school with me. She said she hasn't seen the man on her way, so it seemed like everything would be all right. A few minutes went by where nothing happened. And then, before we knew it, he appeared out of thin air all over again. This time right next to us. He swerved.
Okay, sorry you guys. My iPad was about to die. I didn't check to see its battery level before I started the video. So anyway, let's get back into it.
Bikes into the side of his car. Panicking, we crashed into the grass. We scrambled to our feet, trying to get back on our bikes and ride off before anything else happened. But then we saw the man getting out of his car, and the sheer sight of it made us freeze in our tracks. He was wearing nothing but a giant diaper. He stood with it sagging between his legs as he stared at us, a pacifier pulsating in his... Even as he sucked on it, he only spoke after haunting us for so long. Goo
Bruh,
goo gaga.
I would run the other way.
Can one of you's mommies change my diaper?
No. No!
I made a messy. Change me.
Get away from us!
No. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I choose you. He ran at us. We tried to get away, but he grabbed me and lifted me over his shoulder. I screamed for help as loud as I could, but nobody was around but my friend. She came running back for me as the man started taking me back to his car. No matter how hard I hit him, punched him, or kicked him, he wouldn't let me go. I clawed and scratched at him with my nails, even bit him, but nothing made a difference. Finally, my friend reached out her hands and I grabbed them. Then we both pulled with everything we had. I slipped off the man's shoulder. Then my friend helped me to my feet, and we ran for our lives. By then,
Good,
the man
they got
had
away.
crawled back into his car and driven off, but he had no idea about this. We screamed bloody murder the whole way until we got help
Good.
from the school. The police were called, and they asked us a million questions. We told them everything, not hiding a single detail anymore. Soon, the man was arrested. I could have never imagined someone doing anything like what he did, but
Okay, now story number 2.
when my son began attending public school, I was finally able to return to work full-time, thanks to him taking the school bus. Of course, I expected starting school to be a big adjustment for him. He was more upset about going to school than ever, that the other kids were bullying him. I asked him if that was the case, but he said no. For a while there, I could tell he was genuinely scared. I decided to go to a few parent-teacher conferences to suss out if it was his teacher or the principal that were responsible. His teacher and everyone
This is
else I met
interesting
at the
animation,
school
by the way.
turned out to be the nicest
I
people
kinda like
I
it.
could have asked for. They were not the problem. Sadly,
Oh,
as
I
this
was
went on
not
for
expecting
weeks
that to
and
be the
weeks,
story that
my
I was
son
about.
became
Like, I
a
did not
bit of a
watch these
problem
videos ahead of
himself.
time.
Initially,
Just
I got annoyed.
so you know, I did
even
not watch
lashed
any of
out
these
at him
videos
for
ahead of
being a
time.
brat. Turns
So,
out the doctor could
any
not
of these
give a
stories,
conclusive diagnosis.
nothing.
She suggested
That was
the
the last thing I
problems
was
with him
expecting.
Still had a source, something definitive and external, not internal. And if that source was
So,
something he
yeah.
refused to talk about, I would need to figure it out myself. But one night, my son did something different. He came into my room at 5 in the morning. He must not have slept at all. I was just waking up, minutes before my alarm. He stood in my doorway and stared at me for a while before coming up to the bed. Mommy, Mommy, Mom.
What? Why are you out of bed?
Can you take me to school today?
You know I can't, baby. I have to go to work.
Please.
No, just go back to sleep for now.
It's your fault then.
What?
The last thing he said caught me off guard. He had already walked out of the room before it registered. I got up and checked on him right after. He was lying in bed, staring straight up at the ceiling. He refused to talk to me. I wanted to give in and drive him to school, but I didn't want to make...
Okay, I'm back.
I said smile! That's better. That'll be the money shot soon. But I guess I have to take you home for now. Hey, you know what? It's Friday. You've been at school all week. I've been working all week. Why don't we get more comfortable? Come on up here and sit on your bus driver's lap. I don't want to... Oh, don't be a tease. It's just for a few minutes.
No.
Someday, you'll learn it's easier when you just do what you're told. The whole time, it was the bus driver. I never thought my son being the first kid on the bus in the mornings and the last one off at the end of the day would ever be a problem, would ever put him through something so horrible. I wanted to throw up. I knew that footage was only scratching
awful.
the surface of all the things that detestable bus driver was doing to my son. I reported him to the school and had him arrested immediately.
Okay, sorry, I didn't want to sit through the ending of that, of them talking about the real scenario of the person being convicted and all that. they're going to do that with every single one, it looks like. So there's one more story. But yeah, so I just skipped that. So here's story 3, True School Horror Story 3. And we'll see what this one's about. Very, very creepy teacher. It's the title of this one.
Everyone knew this one teacher, Miss P. She was super nice. Her class was really easy, and every few weeks she would bring a batch of homemade treats to share with her students. While all that was true, I never felt comfortable in the same room as her. Something was just off. I tried as hard as I could to
eerie about her?
Bad side.
Like
I'd
off
seen
how?
her facade of super niceness crack a few times, and I didn't want her to snap at me the same way she did at all those other kids.
Oh,
of course,
that's
it was
how
only a
off.
matter of time before I slipped up. I was in the mood to skip a little class one day, for just a few minutes, which was long enough for everyone to be seated, and for Miss P to have begun her lesson. I barged in, too out of breath and panicked to be quiet, interrupting Miss P in the middle of her sentence. Everyone was staring at me. After I stood there for a few awkward as hell seconds, I excused myself, apologized for being late, then quietly went to my usual seat.
Okay.
Why did it have to be in the front row? I sat all the way at the far end of the class, and the moment my butt touched the chair, Miss P slid off her stool, making her way to me with a whole new purpose in her step. As she stood over me, I found it impossible to look her in the eye, but she commanded obedience, and even though her voice started out calm, it didn't stay that way.
Alex, why are you late to my class?
Do
you not respect me?
No, ma'am.
Do you just not give a shit about what I have to say?
Oh,
You look at me, Alex. Good boy. Now,
Oh,
are you
hell
going
no.
to swallow your pride and come to class on time tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am. That moment was humiliating. And of course, right after ripping my balls off, she put her old mask on and went back to teaching with her.
You know, that would give me an even bigger reason to ditch the class.
Then at the end of class, she asked me to stay behind while everyone else left for the day. I was sure the teeth pulling was about to resume, but actually, it was the opposite. She apologized for going too far when reprimanding me, even offering me a snack, another one of her homemade goodies, as she called them. But I was in no position to refuse. Being as nice as I could, I asked what she made them with, to which she replied that they were vegan, gluten-free, allergen-free, and low-carb, made with coconut oil and...
Why do I feel like there's something bad in those snacks?
I went away thinking that's where the off flavors and slimy textures came from in her brownies, and thought little else of it.
Just a little longer. Come on. Almost there. Done. Wow. They look perfect. Thanks again for your contribution, Mr. Donor.
There's a lot more where that came from.
Good, because I know they're going to love these.
The next day, despite having already given me an apology brownie yesterday, Miss P gave the entire class cupcakes as reparations for the terrible scene they had to witness. The embarrassment was still fresh, and the giggles I heard around the classroom didn't ease my suffering. But nobody batted an eye about the cupcakes. Everyone enjoyed home-baked goods, chock full of sugar, or whatever weird sweetener she used, even if there was a bit of an aftertaste. That would have been the end of it. Nobody I knew was any the wiser about what truly was going on with Miss P. And for that matter, her husband. It was purely fate that the criminal case being amassed against the two of them became public just a week later. The cupcakes, they were tainted, laced with Miss P's husband's bodily fluids.
Stay tuned for the next video. And if you have any suggestions for the next video of the next horror reaction I should do, then let me know. If you think I should do a Mr. Nightmare video, another animated, reacting to animated true horror stories video, whatever you think. Or I'll just think of a new scary video to react to. But let me know down in the comments as well if you enjoyed, if you've stuck around for the whole video, you're still watching now. Thank you, and please consider booping that like button and smashing the subscribe button. Liking the videos helps the videos get out of the algorithm, so it helps me a lot. So I highly appreciate it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!